What is up, everybody? My name is Eriss. I'll be your ferryman today, taking you guys back to the land of Hogwarts. So we're hanging out in our new vivarium with all of our pretty little friends. I started decorating it. I didn't get very far. We need to find some more like wildlife things, like collections and whatnot. So we have to search for more chests, basically. However, so today we are doing some of the owls that we got. I was about to call howlers, but they're not howlers. So, me, Sebastian Feldcroft, the Dalian Keys we sell 4, Friend Indeed, Talk to Sharona, which I kind of want to take care of, A Friend Indeed and Oaks are the two things I kind of want to take care of. This is very main questy, and I don't know if I want to touch main quest today. But we are actually getting like a decent way through all of this, which is surprising actually. Like, I was kind of surprised to see that. Oops, I think I already did that. Nope, I did not. Okay, that we're like 30%, which is a little boggling actually. Billywig Hive Spellcraft. Oh, cute. Okay. That's adorable. I think a billywig is a type of spider. But anyways, so we're gonna hop over to Hogsmeade real quick to talk to Sharona. Oh, she has 2 things. Venomous Revenge. Okay. We might get a little bonus here. Hey, so what's up with this? This is the 3 broomsticks. Venomous Revenge. I have a feeling this is somewhere over here. This
You'll
guy.
see it was a mistake parting ways with me.
Sir, is everything all right?
How kind of you to ask. The name's Ackley Barnes. And no, it is not. I'm plotting a sort of revenge against my ex-business partner, a conniving fiend by the name of Alfred Lawley. He cut me out of our herbology supply business just as we were getting started. Said I was too volatile to work with. I'll show him volatile.
How frustrating.
That must have been frustrating for you.
Yes, yes it was. Terribly. I'm simply passionate about my work. Supercilious fool. He's passionate about things too, as I intend to remind him by relieving him of his prized possession. A venomous tentacula he's grown from a seedling that was to be the keystone of our business venture. I can't get anywhere near it with Ruth Singer watching me like an augury. Lawley's doing
The frick is an augury?
But no one would suspect a student. How would you feel about committing some grand plant larceny?
I'll do it.
I'll get the venomous tentacula for you.
Marvelous.
Never said we were a good
seeker
person.
of justice when I see one. Take as many herbology supplies as you like while you're in his cellar. All I ask is that you bring me the venomous tentacula.
Okay.
Remember, I just need that venomous tentacula.
Okay. We have a lot of things
Seems I
going
need
on
to
our
find
map.
Mr. Lawley's cellar.
Okay.
This must be it.
Whew. You guys ready for this? For some grand plant larceny?
This must be the cellar. Now, to find that venomous tentacula. Better not let Mr. Lawley see me.
Okie dokie.
Hello, Mora.
Don't stand up. Bro. Dude. This is also why you, like, if you're planning on breaking into things, you need to work on your stealth stuff so the spell works a lot better. Because if you only have, like...
Where is that venomous tentacula?
Level 1 of the spell, it does not work very well for you. Oh, frick. Oh, frick me. Oh, me. Oh, my. Oh, me. I should not have gone that direction. There it is. What the actual...
So many spiders. It's a wonder they haven't taken over the whole house. Incendio! Fringo!
Jiminy crickets.
Levioso!
Okay. That was close. We don't want to repeat that again. Dude, how did that dude not come in here? Like, that was not quiet. That was not quiet at all, actually. Can I pick that up? Nope. I don't like spiders. At all, actually.
Now that I have the venomous tentacula, I should return to Mr. Barnes.
I'm a little bit noisier. Okay, so now we gotta sneak out of this place again. Because I don't know if he's gonna be in there. Ooh, I forgot some Horklumps. Gotta get me the Horklumps in case I ever use a healing potion and I need to make some more. It's kind of funny that they have a cutoff for the amount you can carry. That's really weird, actually. Like, I could not imagine them being like in Skyrim, them being like, you can only have up to like X amount. Ooh, hi. Of healing potions. Frick. Get me out. Gosh. Sneaking around stresses me out in this game. Even though it's actually really well put together, it's really freaky. Also, excuse me, I'm eating breakfast. Usually get really short if I don't eat before a video, however, I got such a jam-packed full day that we're eating during.
For me yet?
I got your
Mr.
package.
Barnes. I have that venomous tentacula.
Wish I could see Lawley's face when he realizes his prized possession is gone. We'll see who's volatile now.
Dude,
well done.
This
I'll
is
take
the
it off your
definition of
hands
volatile.
now.
Here you go.
Of course. Glad to hand it over, frankly.
I shall make an ocean of galleons, and Lawley's business will be sunk. Here's a little something for your next trip to Zonko's. Oh, to see the look on Lawley's face the next time he wanders down to the cellar.
Dragonhide herbology gloves. XP? Oh, 300. Okay. I was gonna say, I needed something. The guy was not doing that for free.
Glad you came.
Hi, Serona.
Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgog?
I spoke with him, yes.
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something.
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favor for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I've actually met Mrs. Sprottle. I recently spoke with her about her friend, Claire Beaumont.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stayed with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student.
Oh.
I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder
sad.
if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process.
Sorry.
A box, full of old letters and such.
Yeah, I could try and stop by.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it.
Oh.
You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please
Okie
do
dokie.
give Dot my love.
Then we're gonna run over and do that real quick. This might as well. Which, this is actually a really interesting mission with a lot of information about Sirona. I think this is the one chance we get to see, we'll get to learn intimate details about Sirona and her life as a student. So, and that's as much as I will be willing to say about that. So if you know, if you've read it somewhere, then you know. If you don't know, then, well, you'll see. Brood and Peck. Oh, Brood and Peck. Let me sell the animals real quick.
Hello. Mind you, don't
Hi.
turn quick. If you're stuck with a door. Hello. Oh, welcome to Brood and Peck. I'm Ellie Peck. And before you ask, I'm out of a Braxton hair. The lot
What's
of
an
it was
Abraxan?
bought up by a trader in Ottery St. Catchpole. Made me take it in person, they did. No care that I had to shut the shop. Apparently had a bad experience with someone shipping them hair from a Wampus cat. Must have been someone from America, no doubt, because we don't even have them here. Anyway, what are you here for?
What's a
Mooncar
Wampus?
fur? Derrickle feathers? Always have trouble collecting them myself as the bird keeps disappearing. Cheeky thing. Used to carry them in the shop, Derrickles. But people kept asking for their money back when they'd get home and the blasted things would be nowhere in sight.
That sounds really frustrating.
I can imagine that would be rather frustrating.
There's worse. Trust me. Most of the suppliers of whooper feathers may as well be living in St. Mungo's. Not surprising, I suppose, the cry in those things. Oh, but such marvellous feathers. Almost worth going mad for.
Sounds like stocking your shelves comes with some hazards.
Truer words never spoken. Used to carry beasts themselves. Good business it was, but add it up to here with parents grumbling. Not my fault if the little ones caught a flea of an easel. Ooh, you should have heard them. No.
This is a lot longer of a conversation than I was actually intending. I am so sorry.
Well cared for. Couldn't guarantee that with some of these prospective owners. Now, why don't you have a good look around? Stocks change all the time, and not just because they disappear. Always best to pop in whenever you can to get things before they run out. Which they used to literally do.
Thank you, I will.
Take all the
What?
time you need. And thank you for stopping by.
Solid
A
donkey
treat to have you
impersonation.
here.
I see your wares.
And what do you have for sale?
The Fwoopas.
I don't mind selling things for certain clients. You know where to find me.
There we go. That's all I came here
I'll not
for.
mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
Mooncalf! Oh, you're cute! A little Jabbernol. Oh, you guys are adorables.
Revelio.
Brood and Peck. And a Puffskin. I guess they show the animals that we've caught just hanging out in there. Is what I assume is going on in there, but at some point we are gonna have to catch a Thestral. A Thestral is the wonderful horse-like beast that fly that was pulling our wagon that fateful day we got attacked by a dragon. And at some point we'll have to catch one. Those are the ones I struggle with. You can find them in the Forbidden Forest, or near the Forbidden
castle.
Forest.
Must have been quite stately in its time.
Yeah, must have. Okay. Ooh, what's over here?
Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now, where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Inner field. Why do people have medieval devices? Just so you guys... Oh, there was a maze back there. There's a maze back there. I want to see what the maze is. What? Few witches or wizards correctly trace the history of Scotland's indigenous mazes back to their rightful sources, the 15th century dark wizard known as Eunan Blackwood. Born Eunan Wood to a non-magical branch of the Wood family, Eunan was misunderstood by his Muggle parents and in an effort to fit in, sought a solace in the family trade, hedge trimming. He could allegedly control the blackthorn bushes with his mind, creating beautiful designs with ease. This both impressed and infuriated his rather intolerant family. Their resentment only worsened upon young Eunan's invitation to Hogwarts, where he was sorted into Hufflepuff House. It was at Hogwarts that Eunan first met one Anastasia Black. Disowned by the Black family, her mother's dalliances with I completely butchered her name. Armesia's Muggle father, the half-blood Armesia's relationship with the blood purity was a complex one. She considered herself worthy of her mother's maiden name and blamed her father for ostracization. At the same time, she did not fault Wood for his Muggle parentage, but rather considered him to an unwilling innocent victim of the Muggle impurity. Oh, how do I...
Revelio.
How do I...
Incendio.
How do I...
Confringo.
Oh! Oh, you just walk and it forms. Okay. Let's go play in a maze. What could go wrong? This is really cool, though. Oh, look at that. Actually wasn't that hard. Interesting. Okay. I've never done one of those before. I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. That's really interesting. Oops. Oh, here you are. Getting a lot of wand handles. It's a little interesting. Okay. Hi, Dorothy.
Nice to see you again, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aiden used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or not, I have some with me. Oh, actually, no. I can certainly try and find some for you.
I can certainly try and find some for you.
That would be wonderful. I'm worried about the traveling
Eriss
vendors.
does
and
not
would
share.
love to get the more Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aiden died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aiden took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
What was Sirona like at my age?
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her Muggle parents, if you can believe it.
What was in the box of letters?
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
True. Thank you, Miss Sprottle.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horklumps. I, and the vendors I help, would greatly appreciate it.
Okay. So, we are gonna go and find those letters. And then we'll wrap up. So I do apologize if this episode is a little bit longer than intended.
thought we'd forget about that goblin.
Incendio!
What have you done?
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
100% thought because he had a dog he was going to be friendly. That was my entire thought process in that situation.
Back from...
No. I'm here to scavenge and look for Horklumps, actually. But thank you very much, sir.
Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters.
And I will read them as we go.
That's all the Horklumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Okay. If you insist. This cave is like absolutely full of them, by the way. Oh, frick me.
Confringo!
Okay, you guys are gonna see why I'm a little adhesive to what I just witnessed down there. In about 2 minutes, there it
I'll
is.
have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. Confringo!
I don't like fighting trolls. Oop.
Confringo! Incendio! Confringo! Confringo!
There we go. Whoa.
Rest easy, my large friend.
Frick. Yeah. And, oh, look how cute the doll is! Oh, he has a little buddy. Past episode where I struggled, where I mentioned the, curses. We were talking about Vita Kedavra. Vita Kedavra. I have a hard time with V's for some reason. Ooh. Dear Serona, when I arrived here, I had a troubling sense that in many ways I wasn't like the other first years. I confess, I was worried that Hogwarts might not have been the proper place for me and pondered sending an owl to my parents asking to fetch me, almost before the first week of classes had ended. How did you know? I presume you're not secretly legismans? But I wonder that you seem to know my thoughts better than I did myself. That day in the Three Broomsticks when you spotted me huddled in a corner staring blankly at an untouched butterbeer and an empty bit of parchment, my quill dripping ink woefully onto the floor, you came to sit with me. Well, I shall never forget it. I recall a sudden sense of relief, as if someone had cast a levitation charm on me. When you told me about how nervous you'd been to come to Hogwarts, I looked at you and it seemed beyond my imagination to think of you as anything but the confident, contented witch sitting before me. In the days that followed, I marveled at how you charmed in the non-magical sense. I mean, everyone around you without apology, embracing who you were and who they were. It was as though a candle had flickered on for me, and I realized I could choose that path as well. Now that my school years are ending, the frightened first-year witch I'd been seems worlds away. And I know it's because you saw yourself in that despairing creature in the corner of the pub, so generously extended yourself to her. Yours sincerely, Mirabelle. Please tell Miss Sprottle that I still plan on visiting her and Mr. Sprottle whenever I can. For their delightful conversation, I am unashamed to admit her incomparable cauldron cakes. Ah, garlic. Dear Serona, I configured this wee gift for you as a token of my gratitude. If you hadn't stood your ground on my behalf during Quidditch practice last week, I might have left the team altogether. And now we've won the Quidditch Cup. Ravenclaw House would not be the same without you. Sincerely, Sean. Don't know who Sean is. My dear Sirona, I've sent a note separately to dear Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle for their hospitality, but felt the need to put quill to parchment for my thanks to you as well. What a lovely respite from the castle. Soon I won't forget how he giggled about the ridiculous gnome, how he truly believed that he was singing. And Miss Sprottle's steak and kidney pie was simply glorious. I shall be dreaming of it for days. I so appreciate you including me. I fear I must warn you, however, that this does not mean I will go easy on you during next week's match. You know that Ravenclaw is no match for all the Slytherin this year. Most gracefully yours, Philomena.
This must be Sirona's box of letters.
Dear Miss Sprottle, oh. Mother and Father were delighted to hear that you and I had spent the afternoon at Garleg's last Saturday. Truth be told, I think my mother was ever so slightly envious. I shan't soon forget how heartily we laughed at my efforts to lace the bodice of my new dress. A challenge indeed, as is the rather delicate practice of properly situating a hat pin without wounding either my hat or my head. But I adore everything that we selected, and I have you to thank for now feeling like a marvelous fashionable witch. It was also a treat to dine at the Three Broomsticks without having to clear the tables. I shall own a place like that one day, mark my words. I consider myself more than lucky that you and Mr. Sprottle agreed to let me stay. I know that my parents feel precisely the same way. Yours gratefully, Sirona. Oh, that's absolutely darling. Which, obviously, those letters don't paint an actual picture of what's going on clearly, but those are absolutely darling. And when you have the full idea, then what do you mean 4 or 5? Oh yeah, it just didn't have a prompt. Dear Sirona, happy birthday, my darling friend. I sneaked into the kitchen and asked Beanky to make your favorite cream crowd eye. She was delighted to oblige. Not sure where she got raspberries at this time of year. Genius, that Beanky. Best. Cute.
I think that's everything. Sirona will be glad to have it.
Cool. Then let's go back to the village, return the letters, and then we'll wrap up from there.
I should find Mrs. Sprottle. She'll be glad to get these Horklumps. Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this. Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. I have good news. I was able to harvest some Horklumps for you, and I found Sirona's box of letters.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion. And Sirona will be delighted to have those letters. How kind of you. Now you be careful heading back to Hogsmeade.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back.
Let's go meet up with Sirona rather quickly. And there's a Merlin trial we completed some time ago. Okay, instead of hitting a wall. But no, I absolutely love doing this mission. Like, I know 100% I will share, obviously, but we're gonna have to go to that cave anyway, so I figured it's like might as well just pick up the Horklumps from the cave instead in this case, because we're gonna have to be there. But it's such a cute mission. And like, Sirona, if J.K. Rowling ever played this game, I know it's just got me for saying her name. If that person ever played this game,
Seems
their least favorite character would be Sirona.
Pretend I never heard the rumors of your involvement.
Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some Horklumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
May I ask about the letters in the box?
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
Is Mirabelle Professor Garlic?
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlic?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
Were you on the Quidditch team?
One of the letters mentioned Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
Yeah. Are Ms. Sprottle and you close, as you seem?
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
Happy to help.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Yay. But that is all the time we have for today. So that was Hogwarts, and we were able to help Serona get her letters back and learn a bit more about her school life, which I'm pretty sure in a past episode she had already lightly mentioned it, which you never really think about how witch versus wizard is actually a gender thing. The gals are the witches, guys are the wizards. You don't really think about that because you think about like warlocks, if anything, but I just love learning more about Serona and her relationship with Professor Garlick. They're best friends indeed. Some might call them roommates. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please slap that like button. If you guys want more content from me, hit subscribe. And until next time, be good, behave, stay out of trouble, and don't get caught. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!